Hey everybody, it's Jess for Justice, and I'm back with an important message. We have got to protect the dolls, everybody, because recent reports suggest that the Trump administration is preparing to label transgender people as violent extremists under a plan being discussed in the wake of Charlie Kirk's murder. They'd be classified under the FBI's new threat category as NVEs, otherwise known as nihilistic violent extremists. This NVE label was created earlier this year to replace a Biden-era category designation under the FBI known as AGAVE, the anti-authority and anti-government violent extremists. Under the current definition, what does NVE stand for? Nihilistic violent extremists. The current definition is defined as individuals who engage in criminal acts inside or outside the United States in furtherance of political, social, or religious goals that derive from hatred of society and want to see the collapse of society by sowing chaos, destruction, and instability. So here's what's really alarming about classifying transgender people as NVEs, you guys. They're targeting the trans simply because of their identity or their beliefs, with no evidence of wrongdoing, no evidence of criminal activity, no evidence of wanting to further the collapse of society. And what we've seen with this administration, and Trump specifically, is the relentless attacks on the transgender community. And honestly, they have been restricting their rights in healthcare. They have taken away their right to gender affirming care. They've been rolling back protections when it comes to documentation and identity verification. And trans people make up only 1% of the United States population that we know of. So why are we putting such a tiny, marginalized group under the umbrella of violent extremists? What kind of door does this open? What does it mean for other tiny, marginalized groups? And how can you take people who identify with their gender a certain way and label them as violent extremists? They're not even engaging in violent acts. So if one person who identifies as transgender engages in a violent act, that doesn't mean all transgender people are violent, because Lord knows if we did the same thing to white men, woo-hoo-hoo-wee. So anyways, I'm sure I'm going to get some really fun comments in response to this one. Comment, like, and subscribe for more. We have to keep the conversation going, guys. And you know what? Whether or not you agree with what I'm saying, the dolls do need to be protected, because this could happen to other groups. This would just be the starting point. So like, subscribe for more, drop some comments. Let's talk about it.